Hey everybody, welcome back to Dad's 801 Garage and the 801 Life. We're going to put in another day of doing a bunch of the small stuff, trying to continue contributing to the progress on this truck. So today I'm going to start out with changing out these tail lights, and I'll take you in and just show you a quick video on what we got to do that. All right everybody, so ordered these from LMC Truck. I'm doing a lot of business with them lately, so we're getting a lot of things. But I did order the new taillight lenses. If you come in closer, you'll see these things are pretty broke up. This one's old and damaged, and then the one on the other end is cracked right down the middle. You can see this one's just being held together by gravity. So we're going to get those changed out. Very simple process. But in case there's somebody out there that doesn't know what it takes to get these done, we're going to go ahead and do it. It's just a couple screws in and out, and we'll have to put the new ones on there. Like a glove. And just like that, some of the finer details, cleaned it up. It didn't cost us much, and it looks nice. So there you go. All right, everybody, we're gonna get working on these armrests. We're gonna replace these. I got these again off of LMC Truck, really good to us. I think they were probably around 40 bucks for the pair. We just went with the standard black. If you come in closer, you'll see, first of all, you can see that this thing's pushed down, and that's from years of leaning on it and whatnot to get in and out, or as the guy's driving down the road. But if you come over here along the edge, you can see even better right up in here how this thing's separating from it, and it's sagging down right there. So we're gonna get pulling this thing off. I'll show you what you need. You're gonna need a deep 10 millimeter deep socket to reach up in these holes here and get this thing out. Okay, we get this one replaced. Get a new one on there, clean this up a little bit first. You can see it takes 3 bolts. So before we install these, you guys can see that underneath them it's built up some surface rust. We've had really good luck using these soap infused SOS pads, and they're little blue pads. But if you just use some light scrubbing, the surface rust just starts to disappear. All right, so to put these bolts back in, I've just threaded them in really soft by hand. I'm not gonna use a power tool or anything. You don't wanna over tighten them or strip those out. It's just nylon carriage bolts that are or carriage nuts on the inside of it. So if you're not careful, if you use a power tool, it may strip them out, and you don't wanna run into that problem. Then you gotta get inside your door. So all right, everybody, here it is. You can kind of see it's a pretty good quality product the LMC provides. And it's on there. This thing's not going anywhere. So there's a quick shot of putting on new armrests. All right, everybody. Next project is we're gonna install one of these pigtails on our battery so we can have a battery tender on this old boy. He's gonna, be in the garage, and depending on the time of year or what we have going on, he might sit for a while, so we just don't want that battery to wear down. It's pretty easy, pretty simple little install. Just got to connect it to the positive and negative on the cables. A couple tools you're going to need: a 1/2-inch socket, little brush to kind of brush off these terminals. Some of them are getting kind of corroded. You can also use one of these little deals to kind of clean the battery terminals themselves. If you don't have one, just use a brush. If you don't have that, grab you a rag. I don't know. Just try and clean them up. Try and make sure you got a good solid connection for that battery. It's important for the rest of the truck as well. And then on top of it, you can buy these little packets at like your auto parts store. They're probably right by the cash register, maybe like $1 or something. I usually buy 5 or 6 of them and just keep them in the garage. But this is some no corrode gel to put on the battery terminals. So let's go ahead and get going. Make sure you get the negative on the negative and the positive on the positive. I know, seems like it would be obvious, but trust me, someone out there will do it. Try and keep that pigtail flat so it doesn't poke up and get caught on something. It'll try and twist on you when you crank this thing down. All right. Put a little bit more across the surface. Just keep anything from building up on there. Batteries sit for a while, sometimes they start to build up. That's why you want to make sure you have a good connection too, because the loose connection can cause it to build up too. All right, so now you can see we've got this pigtail installed. We like to use these little battery tenders. They're real helpful to keep your motorcycles, boats, lawnmowers, camp trailers. It's really good to hook one of these up when they're just sitting for quite a while. And of course, it's a very simple process. You're not having, it self-regulates, so it'll keep track of the charge on the battery and just keep it always topped off. You plug it in like this. Now you'll see this charger start going through a process where you'll see the lights turning on. And then your battery will start topping itself off while your truck just sits, or your bike, what have you. Hopefully this was helpful to somebody. If not, hopefully you laughed at it. And this is it for right now. We'll see you on the next one. All right, everybody. Looks like we're finished up for today. It's been a long day. I didn't get a lot of video towards these last few things that we did, and some of the bigger projects, honestly. I'm going to take you in and give you a little bit closer look and give you a rundown of what it was. You just won't get to see it happen. So come with me. So let's start off with the rust converter. Obviously I went through, sanded down the bed, and treated it with the rust converter. As I was doing that, I was like, you know what? I should probably just go ahead and do the frame and a bunch of the stuff under the bed, or underneath the bed and underneath the cab and whatnot. So I also went through and did a bunch of that. You will see, mostly I was focused on the frame, but I did hit a lot of the other components as well. I did the axle, driveline, things like that. So we're going to treat it first, and then we'll probably hit it with some paint, maybe even some frame paint. And then went through and also grinded out those two holes in my bumper, fiberglassed it, treated it with POR 15, did kind of a combo fiberglass POR 15 fix. We'll see how that goes. Also did a small one over here. Hopefully that one turns out. I got to do another coat tomorrow morning on both of these, and that'll wrap that one up. So then lastly, we went ahead, taped off the whole cab and whatnot. I don't know if you guys remember, it was all flaking off underneath that cab. So we taped it off, touched up the paint. It's not a perfect paint job, but it looks better than chipped paint. We also went through and touched up a bunch of chip paint that was along the side of the truck here. So anyway, it's not perfect, but it's good enough for this old boy, and it's coming along. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Stick with us, and we'll bring you along for a couple more improvements that we're going to do along the way. We still have to clear coat it, which honestly, with all the stuff that we've done, it's pretty dirty again, so we're going to have to wash it down. We'll probably scuff it up a little bit more, and then we'll clear coat it. And we're thinking about probably painting these wheels. Maybe if you guys want to chime in, should we paint them white? I mean, they're currently kind of a gray, but we're thinking about painting them white to match the top part of the truck. So anyway, stick with us. We'll bring you guys another video here pretty soon, and we'll see you on the next one.